Frail Fragment is a music podcast, but we talk about movies, entertainment, sports, whatever's on our mind, open stream of consciousness, in awareness, and making it a little comical on the side.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.
Hello.
Hey, Ruben.
Hi.
How's it going, man?
Oh, well. How you doing, man?
Cool, buddy. I'm just gonna give a little quick intro, and then we'll start the show. Is that all right with you? Cool, man. So yeah, it's Thursday, February 1st, 2024. This is the Monster Closet, episode 26. We have Ruben Huizenga.
Yep.
Cool, man. Formerly of the band Gulag. I love the songs Pistons and Dragonfly from I think it was the album Clodhopper. And I'm not sure if that was a Columbia House pick of mine back in the, I think, late 90s. I think you got like 20 CDs for like a cent. I might have actually went out to HMV and got the album, but I mean, I had the album at my house and I really dug the album. And I ended up seeing you in 1998, I think it was, in Molson Park. And I checked you out, and it was a really, I don't know, it was just like a snapshot in my life that I'll never forget that moment. And this is before I met you again, right? But yeah, it was kind of cool, and I mean, but yeah, Columbia House was like my parents were big fans of that. I guess they saw 1 cent for 20 CDs. So you know, I bought most of my albums that way. I don't know if they were running a scam or whatever, but I got like eventually like I listened to Nirvana, Nevermind, and I don't know, that was before Columbia House, but I think I got Columbia House was the Smashing Pumpkins, Soundgarden, and Alice in Chains, and Stone Temple Pilots, and Silverchair, and all these bands that I got to listen to in my basement and just crank the music and kind of just, I don't know, feel free, like I was escaping something and just pretending like I was a rock star and I was there on stage and playing to all these bands. And I think I got my chops that way actually too, right? Because I really studied all like the great singers and everything, and I tried and I loved doing it. Like every day I was just practicing music, and that Nevermind Nirvana Nevermind CD changed my life. Like when I heard that, I think it was in 1991, I was 10 years old, and I begged my dad to buy me a guitar, and a couple of years later he bought me an acoustic guitar because his friends told him, he has to learn an acoustic because an acoustic is, it's harder to play and it doesn't hide mistakes, and if he can play an acoustic, it'll be really easy to play it electric, and make sure it plugs in so you can play at a bar one day with it or something. And I got lessons and I hated lessons, and it was just boring, and I wanted to learn songs, and I heard all these melodies, and yeah, man, like my guitar teacher is just like, fuck, dude, like you're not doing the homework, let's just learn songs. So we started learning songs, and he recognized that I could write music, and I started recording music around 14. And yeah, I mean, Gulag were a part of that, so that's really cool. Now you're in a band, Star Beast, and we'll get to that in a second, because I started a tour in like 2007 to 2011. We played like 350 shows across Southern Ontario, and we played New York City, and we played a few places, and it was fun. We broke even. We're just kind of like going around. We all had like part-time jobs, or some of us had full-time jobs, and we were just going around, and we were in our early 20s, and it was a lot of fun. And I booked I would say 20 bands that I really liked, and I kind of I wanted to start kind of a movement, kind of how the Seattle grunge scene started out, you know, with like all those bands just coming through,
Right.
great music. And I picked about 20 bands, and they were amazing. And Anthony Lombardi's band was one of them,
Oh.
and he was in a band called Asleep Behind the Flame. And I started playing like with him in, I think, Peterborough, because his singer was from Peterborough or something. But we throw some kick-ass shows in Peterborough, and we throw some shows in Toronto that were amazing, and they sounded like System of the Down kind of, but they could really pull it off. There was that's a hard band to pull off, and Asleep Behind the Flame, like, they had their own thing too, but I mean, they had that crazy energy that was amazing to see live.
Yeah.
And Anthony was awesome. So, he got back to me, like, we started talking again. Maybe, I don't know what it was, like, just after the pandemic, like 2020. He was saying, yeah, he's in this new project, and he sent me Star Beast. And it was kind of like, when I listened to your music, it was like a throwback to all the shit I liked growing up. And it was just like, wow, this is awesome. I didn't know you were in Glue Leg. I didn't know any of that shit. I'm like, this is really cool. And but the singer sounds like the guy from Glue Leg. And we booked the show, and I was just really big fan of that album. We booked the show, and I'm like, I like this type of music, like, and that's what I am, right? Like, that's how I am. If I like your music, I'm not gonna, like, I don't have an ego with that shit, right? So, like, yeah, I was just all about we started playing shows, and you guys were kind of starting to play shows, and I reached out to Anthony, and we booked a show at Tale of the Junction. And you come in, this big tall blonde guy, and I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere, and it just kind of all met up, and I'm like, this is the guy that I saw at Molson Park in Barrie, and now we're doing a show together, and now he's on the Monster Closet. So welcome, Ruben. Thank you.
No problem.
And your melodies are on Star Beast, and well, I'm just gonna stick with Star Beast because this is what you're rolling with now, man. Like, the melodies you write are amazing, and you have a gift, right? And I like, not a lot of people I come across have that, right? I mean, they think they have that, or maybe they have something or whatever, but I don't know. For me, I see, like, that's talent. Like, you hear the song, right?
Right.
I feel like I have something similar, but I mean, it's just really cool. I'm a big fan of your melodies, and I think you're a talented dude. Your production is amazing. You care a lot about your sound and how it sounds. The dynamics are really cool, and you have you produce music, correct?
Yeah, I have a little studio here in the West End, and I've had it for a long time, mostly just for my own, mental health. But yeah, so it's all there.
Nice. Are there any bands that you're like? Are you producing bands right now?
Not a lot. I have a country artist who's I think just addicted to studio time, so he just keeps coming every week.
Nice.
I have a couple of other bands have come in, but I don't actively pursue it because I have a job. So, if I'm working engineering, I could probably make more money, but then it's also a hassle owning your own business, right? You have to, deal with feast and famine and all that kind of stuff. And
for sure.
So yeah, it's a humble place, and it's a happy place, and you can spill your drink and not worry about it, Which I always.
Are there any
going to studios? And every second hand on the clock that went by is $20. It's just, it drives me crazy. So as a musician, I never wanted to ever have that again, and that's what prompted having my own place.
Nice, man. And you record all of Star Beast's music?
Yeah. Throw up the mics, and luckily Ken's such a great drummer. It doesn't take a lot to get good sounds,
He is. He hits hard. He's like very clean.
Yeah.
And like he's very solidified, right? Like I don't know. He's amazing, man. You guys have a really good band. Like Chowder being back, I didn't know I had a suspicion he was in Glue Leg. Like, I'm naive to this stuff, but I found out like last at our Horseshoe gig on January 6th, like him and I were kind of like just chilling beside each other like until the night was done, and you know, I just told him like, you're a great bass player, man. Like you really, you're entertaining to watch. You're not afraid to like put yourself out there. You gel really well with fucking Ruben, and you're awesome, man. Like I hope you like being in the band and you stay with these guys, because I mean you're good with them. And he's like, thanks, man. I'm like, I saw Ruben back in '98. He's like, yeah, I was there. I'm like, okay, cool. So I thought so, right? But that's awesome, man. Like that guy in your band is a really I think good thing for you guys.
And there's lots of room given the style, right? So it is a bit different than Glue Leg in some senses. Like the walking bass lines are way more legato. No more Seinfeld bass lines, I had to whip that out of him. But yeah, it's great. And there's freedom to like wander all around on the neck, and I'm really happy with him.
Cool, man. You guys got a show tomorrow at the Atria, is that right? Or
is that tomorrow?
Or am I seeing that wrong? Is it February 2nd or somewhere? Is it March 2nd? I don't know.
I hope it's not tomorrow.
Well, I don't quote me on that, but I saw you guys have a show with the Reed Effect coming up anyway at the Atria.
Yeah, a friend of ours years ago booked it. I can't recall. I think we were closing down the place or opening up, or I can't remember. But we're playing just to play, and I'm thankful, Len, that you've been booking us. It's been great. Yeah. It's fun to just get out.
Yeah, man. Like I support you guys. I'm a big fan of you guys. I think Frail, Fragment, Starbeast is a solid show. And yeah, like let's keep doing it. We have a show coming up with you guys on Saturday, May 4th, on my birthday, and I really appreciate you guys making my birthday special and playing that show, and the Reed Effect are playing that show as well, and we got the Android meme opening up. And it's going to be, I think, a busy night and a really good night. And, yeah, man, so I'm excited for that. We got another show Saturday, August 10th in the summer at the Dakota Tavern. So, I mean, honestly, Ruben, those are my two favorite places to play in Toronto.
Dakota and Horseshoe?
Yeah. That's for sound-wise. I mean, so if you want to throw like a bigger show, you go to the Horseshoe, and the sound is really good for a bar.
Yeah.
And then Dakota like really upped their game with sound, and it's tiny and it has a really cool vibe. So if you have 100 people, I mean, like it's packed in there, right?
Right.
So I like those two. Those are my favorite places to play, I think. Like, and I've played like most rooms in Toronto.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it took me a while. Dakota wouldn't book us back in the day, but now, like, I mean, I guess COVID changed things around, and now Dakota's booking like harder sounding bands. But what's really nice about Dakota is we have a lot of songs, so we kind of change our setup, right?
Right.
I mean, that's what we're trying to do as well, like feel out play venues and kind of cater to the fans as well, and the type of venue you play, and I don't know, just constantly, I guess, challenge ourselves as a band as well, like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to get out. There's another club I went to see a band last year called the Monarch. I think it's been there forever. But yeah, as a fan, I liked it. It was just the right size. It's right in town. Sometimes it's good to play like just a rock bar. Not like,
I know.
We played at a festival a couple weeks ago and stuffed it into a restaurant,
Oh, man.
The guy on before us was like an acoustic artist. And so I go, sorry, everyone, we're pretty loud. 1, 2, 3.
That's awesome. Yeah, and hilarious. But I mean, the song "The Sea," I'm a big fan of. That's kind of what got my attention. Galaxy of Tears, I mean, Full Duration Burn, those songs like they're as good as anything on Edge 102. And I mean, those songs can be in movies. Those songs, sky's the limit. I mean, those songs are amazing, right? So the new album I'm excited about. Like you guys did a few new ones at the Horseshoe that I haven't heard. And you do one. I think it's Stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's called Stay. But yeah, that's an amazing song, bro. So I mean, you got some really cool music coming. I'm excited to hear it. If I could get a sneak preview copy of anything, that would be like incredible.
Yeah. That's
And thanks, dude. And what were your favorite bands? Like, what inspired you? When did you start playing music?
always was a fan. I think my appreciation of music came when I was a kid, and my family inherited a milk crate full of classic rock records from my uncle. And in it were all the usual suspects. So Abbey Road, Led Zeppelin 4, all this stuff. And we just, as kids, had an old record player and threw them on. And that sort of started the ball rolling. And it's still to this day. I mean, Star Beast is basically the Beatles meets Black Sabbath, tuned down really low. I mean,
yeah.
That's kind of what
for sure.
And I think maybe that's why it's resonated, at least with me doing this project, because it's just sort of mostly dear to my heart insofar as what I like out of music, big melodies, some drama, good peaks and valleys. Like a song is a series of hit points or, corners turned, right? So each part has to kind of tug you along.
Did we lose Ruben?
Nope, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, there he is. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I don't know what's nothing looked wrong. I just couldn't hear you for a minute there.
It's okay. We're back. So yeah, you had a milk crate full of Led Zeppelin, and so Beatles, Sabbath, mixed together. Yeah, I think that's a good analogy. I mean, my dad said he thought you sounded a bit like Smashing Pumpkins.
I can see that. Yeah.
What? Yeah, and did you guys like Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Did you like Smashing? Okay, cool. Yeah.
I thought they were great.
I mean, yeah, Smashing Pumpkins, maybe like Nirvana, but like all of that music essentially comes from, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, I guess, Rolling Stones, Black Sabbath. I mean, those kind of were the founding fathers of all the music I love anyway.
Yeah, for sure. So, you come by it honestly enough. The difference this time around was Star Beast was originally just songs written in the stoner metal style, which is like tuned down to low C or C standard. Rat distortion exclusively.
I switched to a hard connection just to make sure this won't happen again, but I don't know. I'm sorry, man.
That's okay.
I have AirPods, so I mean, they're just not working out with my phone, I guess. I'm not sure, man, but
it happens.
Whatever. Yeah, Led Zeppelin rocks.
Yeah, and throw a bunch of different styles together in a blender and see what comes out. It's a happy experience when you have limitations. So I really limited the palette in this project as far as sounds and types of riffs and stuff, right? To really keep it simple, and that's been fun. It's like recording a song on a 4-track recorder or something. Well, nothing I can do.
Yeah, exactly. But there's something raw about that too, right? Like, I mean, you're just kind of playing.
Yeah, but it lends focus, I think, to it. Like it's a punchy album. That first album, it's pretty short, but the songs kind of go in a direction, right? There's no meandering going on, which I really wanted that to be like that, because if there's anything I've been guilty as a musician of not being focused in stuff I've created.
How long did it take you to write that album?
Over the course of a year. It just starts with an acoustic guitar playing cowboy chords, and then I turn them into bar chords for power chord type chords to give it the heaviness, right? So yeah, and they're vocal forward. So a lot of bands will write a riff or something, and then the lead vocal kind of just meanders around the riff, where I always think of melodies first. like the Beatles would. You know, it's all about vocal melodies, and they learned that from show tunes that their parents played them. You know, so it all goes back and back and back.
Right. Do you ever sing melodies into your phone?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like the way, I guess the universe kind of slapped me across the face and said, you gotta like really, I heard it from a Neil Young interview. He said like, sing things into your phone. You know, there's so many songs that have passed you by, and it's so true, right? Like you just hear like some crazy song in your head and you don't record it, and the next day you're like, well, if it's good enough, I'll remember it the next day, but you don't remember shit the next day, and that song is gone. And it is what it is. But yeah, I try to capture as much shit as possible now, man.
Yeah, it's just resource material, and if you're humming it, record it. You know, it's kind of awkward when you're, you know, at the supermarket or something.
Exactly. Yeah, I know. And I've been there for sure. I've been in the supermarket humming stuff into my phone. I'll bet my life on it. But I got to create a balance with me, because I have a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, like a 4-year-old son, 6-year-old daughter. You don't really want me going to, they'd rather be with them, I think. And same with my wife. And it's just like, I really need to check in with myself and like create a balance. Cause with me, I like obsess over stuff. Right.
Yeah. But that's not good. Even without the family.
I know.
Staying up 24 hours trying to get the proper mix, like it's not sustainable, and it doesn't work, right? Like the reapproach is what I have learned. Like
come back to it.
Put it down, come back. Because you come back with perspective better in your mind, and you go, oh, what the hell was I thinking? Or fix whatever you need to fix instead of obsessing over it, you know.
You're usually wiser when you come back to things, right?
Oh yeah, especially with mixes and whatnot. Why is the hi-hat so loud? Ting, 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 that kind of stuff.
Is there a band that like you've produced that we could check out online, like for the people out there listening?
Nothing. Nothing that I've done as producer in a long time. I do mostly engineering now.
Okay. Do you master your stuff? Like you master your albums?
Yeah, my own stuff I do.
Okay, nice.
I use a program called Studio One. It has a good mastering segment. I think it's free. You can probably get it for free.
Really? Yeah. Okay. So do you believe in the mastering house? The analog master, opposed to like a digital master?
In a perfect world, but I think of like my room at the studio has flaws, and I know what they are. You know, I know when I walk into a certain corner, whoop, there's way too much bass here. So I know what to shave off and what to bring up just from listening, you know, and knowing your own speakers and knowing your own room. Can a mastering house do better than me? For sure. Will people care? Probably not.
You know? Yeah. Okay. I got it. Yeah. And I want to eventually get in touch with you and maybe work on a song with you or something, like maybe record a song. I have tons of songs.
Right.
I want to revisit like the albums I wrote, when I was a teenager, and kind of redo them, I guess, because they didn't really have I don't know, they sound like it sounds like I was 16 years old recording music, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's worth it to the song to kind of revisit it and do it. So that's kind of what my new adventure now, and to kind of record an album as a band. Now, I've never done that before. It's kind of just like I write all the music, and then like I come in and I play the song, and then they kind of learn the song, and then they can put in their flair or their style, or they can change whatever the hell they want, right? And that's kind of how it's always been for me. Like since I was playing music, I started playing when I was 12, and I'm 40, gonna be 42, so a while now.
Yeah.
But and just to challenge myself, I want to like write an album with the band, right? Like I want everybody, like I don't want to really be the band leader for that album, I guess.
It's tricky. I've never had a lot of luck jamming out songs. You know, when I watch the Beatles come up with all that stuff from their last record, it just seemed painful to me. Like it took way longer than it needed to take. as opposed
Yeah.
to someone just having an acoustic idea at home. So you got your little 3-minute song, and then you just bring it into the boys, and exactly what you said, they can, do what they need to do. And reality will tend to dictate what's possible, right? If the chords are a little bit busier, that means the bass line can't be, because it's a relationship, But jamming with the band, you're just gonna, it's gonna sound probably like a jam band. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Try it for sure. I've never had luck with it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't suggest that. Well, you waste a lot of time too. So.
Yeah, it can turn results out, but I always find it just takes longer, and then you have to ask yourself, well, who cares?
I know. I just you try to. I don't know. Yeah. We'll try to write one song together.
Sure, try it. Or walk in with a general direction or a chord arrangement, and then just jam that out, right? But if you go in blind and no one's got anything prepared, it's just gonna sound like a jam band, which I never like. I never like jam bands.
Can you program MIDI for drums if you had to?
Oh yeah, I do it all the time.
Okay, nice. Okay, well, yeah, Ruben, I'm definitely gonna like I have a producer now that I'm kind of loyal to. He's like 75 years old. Me and him have like a really good relationship. He's a really good player.
Yep.
And he toured with like in his heyday with like Sammy Hagar and shit like that in the 70s, and he like knew like Rush and like good friends with like Neil Peart and all these people, right? But anyway, his name's Brian Gagnon. And so we did 3 albums together, and then the last album I mastered at Lacquer Music for what's his name, Noah Mintz. He was a mastering engineer. He did a really good job. I mean, the difference I can hear from the to compare the album as a digital master to compare to analog was the song really sounded like it was underwater when it was digitally mastered. It was loud, but compared to the analog was like crystal clear. It was like I was hearing it out of water. Like I was just hearing everything, every little thing. And the way he tuned the bass, the kick drum was like pretty sick, dude. It made it really heavy. I don't know.
Yeah, the weird thing about analog and digital is like, a high quality analog deck will sound every bit as pristine as anything you can get digitally, right? So there's always this, well, it's warmer, but not necessarily,
Yeah.
Maybe in the digital world, in your experience, someone was overcompensating and making it sound too rolled off in the top end or something. We're sort of an underwater sound, right? Who knows?
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of kind of voodoo bullshit going around about analog recording. And I'm a fan. Like, I got a half-inch reel-to-reel at the studio that I want to use more, right?
Well, my pledge to you, man, is I will hit you up. Hopefully this year. I'm gonna say I have faith that I'm gonna hit you up this year in 2024. We'll book some studio time together, and we'll bang out a song and see what happens, from there.
Okay.
But and you're a great You're a great producer, engineer. You have a really good ear, and I love Star Beast. I love your band. I'm gonna keep offering you shows whenever I can in Toronto. We have a show May 4th, 2024, Saturday night at the Horseshoe Tavern. My birthday. Ruben, may the 4th be with you. And whenever your the Atria date is, I'm sorry, well, if it's February 2nd, that would be tomorrow, but I don't think it's February 2nd. Maybe I read it wrong. Maybe it's March 2nd.
I hope it's March 2nd.
But is there anything you want to promote, Ruben?
Yeah, stay tuned for a new album, Star Beast 2. It's coming out this year. It'll have all the punchy, fuzzy wuzzy goodness that you want.
Super excited about that album. I have a sneak peek because Ruben plays a lot of shows with Frail Fragment. Star Beast plays a lot of shows with Frail Fragment. So I heard, I think, 4 tracks off the new album at the Horseshoe.
Yep.
And it was they rock, man. I don't know the names of all of them, but Stay is we've been playing that for a few shows now, and that kicks ass. So that's my bass player Ian. That's my brother-in-law. That's his favorite song that you guys play.
Oh, nice.
I like The Sea and I like Galaxy of Tears. Those are my two favorites. And then Slow Duration Burns, Away, Stay. Sorry, and the new ones. I'm intrigued, man. Like I like all your stuff, Ruben. You rock, dude.
Well, thanks, Len.
We'll see you on May 4th. And thanks again for doing the Monster Closet. Sorry about the touch and go there for a bit.
No problem. No problem. It's part of the course.
Okay, well, keep in touch, bro.
Take care. Thanks, man.
Later. Bye.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.